Jill Hadfield is a bit of an ELT legend. Some of the first resources I used when I started as an English language teacher were her communication games series books, and I don't think I've ever worked in a staff room that didn't have a copy of these on the shelf. I recently went to a talk of hers at IATEFL, and she mentioned a few ideas for teaching grammar in a creative way, and with her permission I'm going to tell you about one of those now. This one is from a book called Classroom Dynamics that she published in 1994. It's Oxford University Press, and it's got lots of ideas for building rapport and building a classroom dynamic with your learners. Activities that get the class to gel together. I think that actually this is probably even more important online where you haven't got that face-to-face contact. I think it's even more important that learners know each other, feel comfortable with each other. So this activity I'm going to tell you about practices the simple past tense, and it's just a bit of a twist, an interesting twist, a nice twist on telling personal histories. Jill suggested taking the year that the oldest person in the class was born and writing a list of years from then until the present. The learners then fill in on this grid important things that happened to them in some of those years. You could do this really easily with a shared document online with Google Docs or Padlet or Google Jamboard, something like that. They don't have to fill in something for every year. You could stipulate a minimum, maybe 5 events or something like that, and you'll end up with a grid that looks like this. Obviously, in some of the years, there will just be one event. In some, there won't be any. In some, there will be quite a few. And if there's a large age gap in your class, you might want to do 3-year gaps rather than single years. When they've filled out the chart and you've checked the language, then you can get them to discuss these events together in groups. This would work in breakout rooms very well, or you could do it obviously in groups in a face-to-face environment too. Give them a model to show them what you want them to do and encourage them to ask each other questions. Keiko, you started school the same year as my brother was born. What was it like? Anna Maria, you got married the year before I did. Did you have a big wedding? It's always been my experience that people like to talk best about things which are personal to them. And actually, people like best to listen to things that have happened to other people. So it's already, you're onto a winner with this kind of activity. But I think that this idea of a shared history of the group is really nice, because it brings them closer together. They get to know more about each other, but they also have a sense that they had a shared history before they even came together as a class. I think this activity would be fantastic at the beginning of a class when everyone's getting to know each other, but actually I think it would also be useful as you're going on in the middle of a class to help to build more of a bond between your learners. I hope you enjoy it and look forward to seeing you again. Thanks very much for watching. Bye bye.